Tom was one of my great heroes, but when I'm asked nowadays who my favourite player of all time is, it is the one and only Gerry Gow. He was an idol to me. He would cut down any of these Premiership prima donnas these days, and as they watched in agony, he would fire away a 30, 40, 50-yard pass. A much better player than anyone ever gave him credit. Sween at right back, Speedy at left back. He was my dad's big hero.
I remember Gerry playing against St Mirren when I was the manager there in the Anglo Cup. People may not remember that cup, but we managed to play Bristol in the final, and unfortunately we lost that game. But Gerry was always a tenacious tackler, determined little lad, not a great, we say, a physique that would frighten you, but he was a terrier, a real terrier.
Obviously Bristol City versus Portsmouth. I was playing for Portsmouth, one of my early games in those days, and it was a fantastic night. I always remember the crowd was absolutely buzzing. The ground was magnificent that night. You couldn't get a space within the crowd. It was great for us because the atmosphere was brilliant. We had nothing to play for at the end of that season, and you were flying, absolutely flying. The nerves were there because you were a lot better team than us. You had some fantastic players, and I remember playing against Gerry Gow in that midfield in those early days, and big lanky Tom Ritchie who could pass a ball really, really well. Clive waited. I remember you scoring that only goal of the game. The pressure was off, you were through, you'd got what you'd achieved, and that wonderful side that you assembled together with Alan Dix got promotion to the top division.
Hunter again. This is Tainton for Bristol. Again, Royal is the target. That was Mabbott. It's going to come to Gerry Gow. Oh, a good goal. That was really well taken. And Gerry Gow put some life back into the match now and into Bristol City.
1974, 75, team meeting at Burnden Park. Ian Greaves, the manager, great lad. You're playing against Gerry Gow. I thought, right, and all he said, he could play. After 90 minutes, he was right. You could play.
Dave Bennett. Ranson with the cross, Kevin Reeves with a header, and Gow coming in! Well, I certainly had the impression there was a handball along the way there, but Gerry Gow, the referee looked at the linesman, and Gerry Gow's goal will stand. No doubt that Gerry Gow is going to allow nobody in the midfield any time or space to think about what they're doing. He's a tigerish little player, Scott. And dispossess him. Villa, in fact, in the end doing it, and the ball falling to his countryman Osvaldo Odiles. A nice little dummy brought down by Gow, and a free kick to Tottenham. City again, Mackenzie finding Hutchison, who's told Reeves to get on ahead of him. Still with Tommy Hutchison. And Will. And found Bennett. And now with Gow. Goal! Paul Barron distressed there because Gow's shot rifled underneath him. And he could only have seen that very, very late. Hutchison, who played such a big part in it, twisting and turning. Bennett, who then was able to get it back to Gow, and look at no chance for the keeper there. He saw it so very late.
Free kick to Manchester City. Oh, a magnificent goal again by Manchester City. Gow with the perfect shot, and Manchester City go 2 in front.
I was taken in those days to the football by my father. My father was polio disabled, and I used to push him into the ground, through the player's entrance, through the director's entrance, and out through the tunnel. And at about 25-3 that afternoon against Liverpool, we go into the tunnel, and there is Bill Shankly, and he stood there. And he stood there just looking around, and my father had the twinkle in his eye, and he looked at Bill, he said, "Good afternoon," and Bill said, "Good afternoon," and they started talking. And at the end of the conversation, Bill Shankly looked at us and said, "You've got a great player, a great wee player." I won't do the accent. Gerry Gow. We will have to watch him this afternoon. And quite frankly, no matter what I think, no matter what the assembled Bristol City fans think, when Bill Shankly says we had a fantastic, great wee player, that's all you need to know.